Final Fantasy. Speaking over audio here, because I'm going to be talking about some announcements. So, like, the first. So, it all started Friday after. And I found very surprising for
traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see.
Quite surprised a lot of people, and it kind of surprised me too, was Under Night in Birth 2, or what I'm going to call it, Under Night 2, which I always considered it as a dead franchise, because there wasn't really much I've heard, like, balance changes, or character updates, or any new characters being involved in the project, because, or in the first game, because honestly, I hadn't heard anything for a while, so.
Fish for sale, fresh sorted
and
smoked.
Being that this is a sequel, a brand new game in the franchise, is that
to help you find the
I
pickpockets.
guess we're seeing a brand new story mode. We're going to be seeing brand new characters, and probably brand new stages coming along with the game that will be coming. So, and then
Street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here. Orphans
that
in the wars. A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we. It's worth a try.
okay. Okay, I do apologize.
Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Okay.
Life will be different there.
I do apologize if I break up quite a bit, because I try to gather my thoughts here, and looking at my notes here real quick that I jotted down here is that Friday afternoon also we got some character announcements for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, so Rising, so, and we got two new characters. One actually got some new gameplay reveal, which was Noir, which I will kind of
to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know.
like this is.
Nobody's asked me.
She's kind of like a puppeteer marionette user
To get paid for
player, so
No, you get in
I
trouble for
would
it. So if they come calling,
surmise that
you know
she
what
may
to tell
be
them.
envious of some characters, like, how can I say this? The Enchantress, kind of like similar characters I've seen in the past, like Enchantress from DNF Duel, and then, oh, what was his name? Oh, there's a character in Blaze Blue. I'm thinking of Clover. Would use a puppeteer character. Someone might correct me in the comments, or remind me in the comments down below who I'm talking about from Blaze Blue. And but she's got that. She's got that same character archetype that I've seen in some characters. So, and then we get a.
Out of the ordinary recently.
And then we get a tease for this character that I don't know very well. Was Grimnir, so I don't really know who he is. So I'll have to see what kind of a character archetype that he's going to be. So I've seen several of them before, so it may be something that we'll see. Because today we get the reveal date or release date that
Caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising will be coming out in November 30th. So maybe a couple months before them.
Excuse me.
And hopefully we'll see some more characters come into play. So
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to talk.
and Saturday,
What about?
or
We've
yesterday, I
heard
should
that some
say.
very bad people are making children like you steal from travelers. We need to know who's behind it so we can stop them.
I don't know much about it, really. But my friend, Honza, he said he got a job doing something dangerous.
Sounds promising.
So,
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might be?
He's usually by the tents outside town.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
sorry. I sound like a broken record, but I sometimes don't like being interrupted with dialogue, but I'm trying to speak over it as much as I can. So, yesterday we got quite a bit of announcements from SNK that, first of all, let me talk about King of Fighters 15, which we had, we get character update for Naj, who's gonna be coming out.
Bye.
She won't be coming out she'll be coming very soon to the game. And then we get a new character update, or I should say, new character reveal, was that
donkey was easy pickings.
Duel Long, who will be coming out in the fall, which we don't know when he's coming out.
Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get out of this dump.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to these charming characters.
Shit, we're in trouble now. What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
Okay. Like I said, I do apologize. I'm trying to keep my mind straight. I've been having trouble so many times today trying to record this as much as possible, so... But, and then... Earlier yesterday afternoon, we get an update for the new Fatal Fury game that's going to be coming out.
See your boy run past.
Yeah.
He stole something from a friend of mine.
There was a boy ran back there towards the Chocobo pen, but...
Thank you.
What can I say? They had a new title reveal for the new Fatal Fury game, which would be called Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, which is going to be a sequel to Garrow Mark of the Wolves, so pretty much that's going to be happening.
Cornered.
It's all right, Hunter. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them. Who are they?
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me good gill if I did what they told me. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
You're... him! I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave it to the Carstones. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for their gill, me and my mates would have starved.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo?
Goods. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister?
Sorry, I'm trying to...
I'm just a back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Botlad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with Gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hansa's a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Where is it?
Here, so... let me talk about them real quick before... So, Street Fighter 6 has got 2 videos up. So, apparently, there was a tease for the next character, Aki. So, she may be an assassin. So, from what I'm gonna see in the next couple days. So,
what's the plan?
What else?
And then...
we find the cast stones, and we crush them.
You
get your trader's pass back, and I make Botlad a safe place again.
All right then.
All right then. Hansa, where are they camped? Don't worry. They'll never know you told us.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said they'd string me up.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Back down the road towards Lateney's Cleft.
To Lateney's Cleft, then.
Lateney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
Okay. Sorry. So... what? There's another thing for Street Fighter 6 that just got announced, and apparently there's going to be a TMNT collab with Street Fighter 6, apparently. Because and the weird thing of it is, and I'll say this, I know there is a comic book arc right now that's dealing with the TMNT and the world of Street Fighter. So it's kind of surprising, or kind of a unexpected surprise that we're seeing some TMNT collaborations with. So probably won't be the first time that I might do this, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know when.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own.
But I do apologize. I'm kind of lost for thought for.
I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
Ready, go?
They say when? Oh, this Tuesday. Holy cow. They are doing a lot of collaborations lately. So
We've got company. That's the lot.
but let's get on to Saturday's announcements before I already mentioned about King of Fighters 15.
Fewer now.
So the next one that I was trying to talk about Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is that apparently they tease only 2 characters that are gonna be playable. So the only 2 that they have was Rock Howard and Terry Bogard. Of course, they would make an appearance in this. It's Fatal Fury and Mark of the Wolves sequel. So, but I did hear during the video that some members of Team Garo are gonna be coming from King of Fighters 15. So.
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. And Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
Scum.
The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
So, alright, let's get back to the subject here. So, setting Mark of the Wolves, already talked about, and then oh, I do apologize. I really. But we did get another teaser for King of Fighters 13 Global Match, but they also produced a announcement date, which would be November 16th, coming pretty in a couple months. So,
And they say crime doesn't pay.
yeah.
Chains, rings, purses.
Pretty sure they announced this Saturday as well.
Have the names
So,
been changed?
Not yet.
I recognize some of them.
How could I say this?
No doubt Goots's is
I
somewhere
have
among them.
followed an
Now I
indie
just need to
game for a
sort through it all and
while.
return
I do
everything to
have
the
it, but
people
I
it was taken
don't
from.
have it on the
We should
channel
go and give Eloise the good
because
news. Can we
I
leave things here in your hands,
don't
Theodore?
really know how I'm
course.
gonna have people
Oh,
perceive
and,
this, nor
be sure to tell
how
me the
I'm
part
gonna
I
play
played,
it,
won't you?
We'll
because
be glad to.
honestly, it's gonna be for a very niche audience. Would be Idol Showdown, which
Come on.
we already, or some people are already calling this already, so they already called this character out, or this VTuber out for her sign, like, Easter eggs in the game. So they revealed during the tournament that Picoro would be coming into the game. So it's also gameplay and a new stage that they would have. And I'm surprised Coefficient didn't really talk about this, and or I should say, Coefficient didn't mention this in the Easter egg, or this Easter egg in the video, because other than he called it, it's Marine ship, and Aqua's gonna be there, but there was something that he didn't realize, or I don't know if he ever realized it or not, was that it would change to a store. There's probably two separate stages, because
Scooping up all the best customers.
it's supposed to probably be a storm and a calm night. Like, and the tentacles awfully seem familiar. Did they reference Ina for some reason? So
Ah, Clive. How goes the hunt?
I may take
Isn't
that.
getting in your
So
way, I trust.
I don't know. Some people didn't notice it, but she got an Easter egg in a stage. So, but
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all.
so
Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And their demise
and
solves
then
3 problems at a stroke.
today we got quite a bit of
That of the
reveals, other than
pickpockets,
the
bandits
Street Fighter
pulling their
6
strings,
announcements
and
that I
the passes
just told
stealing.
you folks about.
I only hope
So
yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom, welcome home, dear brother.
was Guilty Gear Strive is going to have a season 3, and there's only gotta be 4 characters in this season pass, so
I will.
and I'm already calling. I was pretty bold to say this already, since we already know the first character is Johnny
I'll make some space in the
in
story.
the game, so
I expect you'll soon be on your way then.
and he'll be coming out in a couple of weeks on the 24th.
Would it now?
So
Sid.
So pretty soon. We'll
Don't
see
look so
about it.
shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too
You
well,
might see some
we and
gameplay.
the
We'll
Crimson
see.
Caravans are always happy to help
Maybe
those
do
in
a
need.
showcase on him.
For a small fee, we will move anything.
But I will be pretty bold to say
goods to market,
who the other 3 may be,
away from it.
because I'm just pure speculation, but these are all also fan speculation as well, because people have been guessing who these characters would be, because obviously
better to join forces with than the leader in the field.
2 of them,
Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
one of them's kind of a fan requested like character would be Slayer, so I wouldn't be surprised that he would show up in the season pass as DLC. So
And our honor. The honor is ours.
and then
Here, Clive. This is for you.
2 characters that we haven't gotten yet, or are also kind of fan speculation,
Elle
and
has
we
friends in
probably
high
seen
places, while I
some
have associates in
leaks about it,
lower
or
ones.
character leaks
That
about it,
mark is
is
proof
that
you're a friend to us both.
Alfeld Valentine might come into the game at some point, so who knows?
I shall bear it with
It's
pride.
kind of speculation and rumor,
Well,
but
all that remains
there's
is
been
to wish you a safe onward journey.
we'll
Goots's
see
pass should
how
secure you a
that
place
goes.
on the caravan. But if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide
But,
you with a coach of our own. For a
the other
discounted
character I
price, of
would
course.
like to be bold
Say,
with, and I kind of
9
wouldn't
million?
be surprised if
We'll
she would show
try
up
the
here.
caravan.
It would kind of make sense because we have seen her character design, and I think we've seen the character in game is Dizzy. So,
Right then. Let's get this.
so don't be. I wouldn't be surprised if Dizzy would show up. So, but next on the list from the big list of announcements from Evo, and I saw this as soon as I got up from my nap. Honestly, was that
He cracked the crystal too.
we got some news about, or character reveals for Tekken 7, and we have a returning character, Raven, who's become how he plays, so it'd be nice to see.
He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
And then we get a brand new character, in fact.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Okay, and I do apologize if I'm not really gonna be concerned about the main story right now. It is kind of getting short on time that I have to replay these, so...
I got your note.
Yeah.
You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats.
Last week we've seen
from Molly's Boiled Brown, but now he won't so
a
much as
Mortal Kombat 1 trailer
which is why I
that
mind that
featured more characters than what we needed to. So, and obviously, I've been hearing rumors and leaks about this.
Is that it, boy?
Was that
Do you need a rest?
Reptile would show up at Evo, so it was glad that they finally confirmed him in the game. But also, during that trailer, we got
whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosamith.
other characters from the 3D era that showed up was Ashra and Havoc are going to be coming into the game. So, yeah, quite a bit of a surprise there. That would be happening, so... But I do apologize if I'm cutting or pausing in and out here, but it may sound like a broken record here. I don't like to be interrupted with dialogue, and I try to not do that, but I've been trying to talk about this whole night. Like, all these announcements are exciting, even now.
I don't think so.
Oh.
But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development.
I did forget all about one thing.
Bones of late, and she believes it may have something
And
to do with what
and this was announced during Friday afternoon, or Friday evening, was that Killer Instinct's gonna have some updates.
Are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the
Like character
rich marrow
balance
residing
updates
within.
and
And I see no reason why
a
a Frostwolf should be any different.
Xbox Series X
Accordingly,
update
I suspect
too.
it is not a
So
lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal,
hopefully
but a
we'll see soon.
if we
So
assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands.
Did forget one tiny announcement.
Sighting I recall hearing about took place near
like I said, this also will be a niche audience because I have provided this comment or
It seems like a good place to start.
Or game before was Nickelodeon All-Stars 2, which did get announced last week, but they also provided some character reveals such as Jimmy Neutron, Vlad from Danny Phantom, and then Squidward, obviously. And then today, they announced
Blackthorn.
Plankton, obviously.
Really? No. This won't take
And
long.
then also in those reveals were the rest of the turtles were from last week were Donnie and Raph, so they'll be coming into the game as well. So
is there something else weighing on your mind?
With Brandy's story and updated visuals for Nick All-Stars 2. So kind of want to just talk about that real quick. So
I'll give him that.
May see about that on the channel again.
Karen showed me something.
Hopefully.
Something I've never seen before.
Like I said, that's about all the info I know and seen from Evo this weekend.
Thing with a single edge blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No, not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Okay. I do.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take me meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Like I said, I do apologize if I'm not really gonna be focused on a main story, because I have tried this about 3 times today,
They
so...
told me she was building a ship.
Like, all the more I want to try to get all these... I tried all these subquests to get them done.
That's why I'm here.
Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I will dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the Dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the Dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford
that? Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you.
What am I gonna do without Sweetwater and Oil of Talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the Hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the Hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Go will want another stone. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
We're not alone.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. Hungry, Torgal?
It's over. Go, It's...
Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. When did you get so big? Fetch! People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
Then that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Good girl.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Delamil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Cursebreakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Cursebreakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Cursebreakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Back, are ya? What do you want? Could last you a good while. And?
The crystal too? You're joking.
It's no joke. Drake's lamp is gone.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good. Some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. They're nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
I don't know where Cid gets the energy.
Meg told me she was building a ship.
Good. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Cid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Peaches and pears, beets and beans.
Pardon me, but would you have that well-notched steel and impressive physique? I have need of a sword for hire, and yours looks to be a weapon well worth the... Being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, I wish to investigate the ruins near the city, and I require a rugged companion, lest I find myself waylaid by ne'er-do-wells or the beasts said to roam the area. Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, but partake of the true treasure that awaits us there. The rich and storied history of Zemeckis. Well, will you ever party to a finer proposition?
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come. We must away.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis Road, and from there, onward to discovery. Quickly! There is not a moment to lose.
Wait. Good luck with your ne'er-do-wells. I'd better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
Porter for hire. Best.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise. Perhaps you can extend me the same kindness?
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves, and despite the many pains I've taken, I can't stop them from rummaging through my packs. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and he offered to track the culprits down. Now, Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that. But he's been gone days, and I'm beginning to fear the worst.
Any idea where his search for the thieves might have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? He doubted they would be fool enough to linger here in Boklad. Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time. I just pray he hasn't been killed over a few sacks of grain.
I can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around. Hopefully someone will have seen him.
I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. Three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back. I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Look at me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sambrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. He must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route at the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed across. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva the next. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage of competition for some of the longer routes. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
Out of my sight, wretch!
Come on, come on!
The
caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Bocklad clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from San Brec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. My old man knew what he was about when he set up shop here all those years ago. Anyway, thanks for the good news. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll shut up shop early. Wouldn't want to keep our friend waiting.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
The Empire's your enemy, not us.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
You must be a busy man.
The market would be flooded with refugees if we weren't here to stem the flow. Oh, my heart goes out to them, all right, but we've got our orders. No papers, no passage. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, one of them's foolish enough to try and force their way through. And when they do, well, things can get nasty. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper...
The caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Jug of snake spit for the road?
Come on, come on!
If I knew arrivals had brought it.
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Bocklad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right. I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 66. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the three pillars of Bocklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
Let me carry your goods.
What's that then?
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
What do you want? I've no coin on me.
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here? Grey hair.
Now you mention it, there was a young man with salt in his mane sneaking around out there a while back.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? Bucket off down the road, I expect. Now why don't you do the same and leave me be?
Let's go. Why am I not surprised?
We're not alone.
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's good for you.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your timely intervention. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon the marvel before us. Ruins, a relic of the fallen civilization. A sight so common that man is oft blinded to its wonder. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them, with very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar about this particular specimen? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through the structure you see before you. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt, but merely one of countless enigmas in which Zemeckis history is steeped. Come, good sir. Our expedition continues, and we still have much to learn.
He's passionate. I'll give him that. Come on. Faster! Thanks, Gal.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. Those ones, over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner.
Shush now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Not. All right then. Who's first?
All yours, Thorgal. Over here.
You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in all its glory. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such ferocity that it tore a great crater in the very land upon which it was waged. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods, and great was the vengeance that was rained down upon him. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time, though I live in hope that I might see it discovered. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward! History awaits!
Run like the wind. He's really got himself into trouble this time.
Over here! Go for it! Over here! Over here! Get him! Let's go! Get him!
Stop!
Still in one piece.
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt, and once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a wrath wrought upon mankind by the gods, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the ruins we see before us here, in all their elaborate beauty, perhaps suggest an answer? Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my ramblings.
Glad to help, but didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear was all I really desired. You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat weary of my musings of late. And so I came upon the idea of purchasing a companion. A captive audience, if you will.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my good man, it is high time we returned whence we came.
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
And so ends a delightful day. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims, plus a little extra for the trouble I have put you to.
Porter for hire.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
He said stolen wares all the way out here. I think we've found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me. Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them? And earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Bocklad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
porter for hire. Best servant.
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He certainly knows his business. He found your thieves all right. And I dare say they won't be coming back.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, that's good enough for me. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Here, for your troubles.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Peaches and pears, beets and beans.
Come on, come on!
The caravan stops next
Juicy
to the
pears! Slake your thirst!
What I really want to be.
Here you are, Good. Try not to lose it again.
Me pass! You found it! Oh, thank you so much. Nan would have killed me if I'd come back without it. I'll have to say thanks to Elle and Theo, too.
So should you, Hunter. You and your friends don't have to steal anymore. If anyone threatens you again, you know who to turn to.
We do. And we already have. Miss Elle's given us a job shifting the chocobo shit out the stables. It's hard work, and the pay isn't half what we got from the Stones. But if we stick at it, we'll keep ourselves fed.
You stick at it, then.
And Goots, I'm sorry for stealing your pass.
That's all right. I've got it back now. And all's well that ends well, eh?
You said you're trained to be a blacksmith, right? Well, I'm gonna be your first customer. I'm gonna save up all my gil and get you to make me a massive sword.
I'll do me best.
Till then, eh?
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
Mercenaries.
And you remember the plan? You're to ride all the way to Twinside. Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
Right. Let's go.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am. I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts. And more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may. What do you know of my blood?
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies!
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash, till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. And until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together, and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Terence.
My prince.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. This is my decree. For their crimes against the crown, the traitorous Annabella and her usurping son shall be put to death, and the Empire restored.
One would never guess that these people stood on the brink of war.
They're afraid. They turn to drink to forget their fears.
Anything you want to forget?
The harbor is empty, and half the market stalls too. The city may seem peaceful on the surface, but it's balanced on a knife edge. Were we to give it a nudge, it might be just the distraction we need to reach the Mother Crystal.
I thought you might say that. We should send for Gav. We'll need someone to keep the fires we start from going out.
And we can busy ourselves scheming until he gets here.
I'll send a Stolas then.
What is it, boy?
What's happening?
I don't know. Torgal! This way.
The city...
Unfortunately, folks, this is where I'm gonna have to stop here for tonight, because it is about midnight here, so...
Fire.
What's happening?
Wait, I can't save? Oh, please tell me there's an autosave here.
I'm sure Gooch is fine. He'll be making for the square.
The one with the bell tower. In the middle of town, right?
Okay, just want to...
The city's on...
Kind of want to make sure I can actually get back to where I was at, because make sure nothing was going to be a problem here. But we'll spend a few minutes here before I turn lights up. Retire for the night. So before it becomes... So, tomorrow's stream will be Assassin's Creed, and that will be on Twitch at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Then, for Tuesday, I will be playing Revenant from the Ashes with the Office Bros at Tuesday evening at 7:30 p.m. And then Wednesday, I will be having a brand new live stream series. I have yet to mention it yet. Is that I will be playing Ghost of Tsushima at 8 p.m. Wednesday evening. So hopefully you guys will be looking forward to those streams. And then please do subscribe to the channel if you do want to see some more Final Fantasy content like this. Or in the comments down below, tell me what your reactions from Evo are, or what parts from Evo were you excited about the most. So, because there were a lot of things I just talked about at the beginning of the stream. I do apologize having to talk over the dialogue for some of it and having broke it up, but I try to get my thoughts in order for all the announcements during Evo. So, but please do let me know what in the comments down below what you thought about it. So, but please do share the streams with your friends and your family, and hit that notification bell for when I am live. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow with Assassin's Creed at 8 p.m. So, see ya.